Struggling to get PR? Get bonus points, special priority, low cutoff draws, and a fast track to Canadian PR. Want to know the strategy that has already helped thousands of people, including myself? In this video, I'll show you exactly why French can be your golden ticket to Canadian permanent residency. Let's start with a problem most people face. You've probably heard of Canada's main immigration programs: the Canadian Experience Class, the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Provincial Nominee Programs. All of these are managed through the Express Entry system. To be selected and receive an invitation to apply for permanent residency, candidates need to have a CRS score that meets or exceeds the cutoff for their chosen immigration program. For those unfamiliar, CRS stands for a comprehensive ranking system, and it is a points-based system used by Canadian Immigration Services to evaluate express entry profiles. Points are awarded for factors such as age, education, language skills, and work experience. The higher your score, the greater your chances of being ranked above the other candidates and receiving an invitation to apply. So let's take a look at a brief overview of the points for each factor. When it comes to age, single applicants 20 to 29 can receive the full 110 points, and one applying with a partner the full 100 points. These points, however, steadily decline every year after the age of 30 and finally reaching 0 for ages 45 and above. For education, a single applicant can score up to 150 points and one applying with a partner up to 140 points, with the highest level of education, PhD, scoring the full 150 or 140 if you're applying with a partner, and only high school education 30 and 28 respectively. For official language proficiency, a single candidate can get up to 160 points, while one applying with a partner up to 150 points. Different points are awarded for different CLB levels in each of the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Stronger results in all 4 skills in the first official language can give higher language points, but adding strong results in the second official language boosts your CRS score even further by giving the candidate the full 150 or 160, as well as an extra 50 points for proficiency in both languages. For Canadian work experience, you can get up to 80 points as a single applicant and up to 70 when applying with a partner. 1 year of work experience in Canada provides 40 points for a single applicant and 35 for those applying with a partner. On the other hand, 5+ years of work experience provides the full 80 and 70 points respectively. You can also get up to 50 points for each of the following factor combinations depending on which you fall under. 1. Having a post-secondary degree with strong language proficiency. 2. Having a post-secondary degree and Canadian work experience. 3. Having strong language proficiency and foreign work experience. And 4. Having both foreign and Canadian work experience. This again varies based on the highest level of education, language proficiency in all 4 skills, and the number of years of foreign or Canadian work experience you have. And for those in trades with a certificate of qualification and strong language proficiency, they could get up to 50 extra points. Extra points may also be provided. Up to 15 points for having a sibling that is 18 years or older who is a citizen or a permanent resident. One could also get 50 points for scoring above CLB 7 in both English and French. If one scores above CLB 7 in only French and gets lower than CLB 4 in English or did not even take the English test, they can still get 25 points. You can also get 15 points for 1 to 2 years of post-secondary education in Canada. And if you have 3 years or longer of post-secondary education in Canada, you could get 30 points. And for those who successfully get nominated for PNP or provincial nomination, you could get 600 points. If you are applying with a partner, you may also get a few extra points. Up to 10 extra points for your partner's level of education, up to 20 for your partner's language proficiency, up to 10 for their Canadian work experience, and just like other factors, higher points are rewarded for higher education, higher language proficiency, and more years spent working in Canada. And of course, if you would like an even more detailed description of the points you will achieve for your situation, you can find this information on the IRCC website. I will attach a direct link in the description below. So after calculating all the individual points based on your unique situation, you are finally given a CRS score and placed in a pool with other candidates. IRCC then holds different draws every few weeks targeting different categories of candidates. For example, those working in healthcare, tech, those under PNP, French, etc. The cutoff scores for each change all the time based on immigration needs. However, in an aim to reduce immigration and target only highly skilled candidates, these cutoff scores have been steadily increasing. As of August 2025, the most recent cutoff score for PNP was 800, and for Canadian Experience class, it was 534. This means that even candidates who are highly qualified with strong English test results, advanced degrees, and Canadian work experience are often still falling short. Take, for example, Krystal, an international student from New Zealand. She's 23, has a bachelor's degree in Canada, 0 years of foreign work experience, and 1 year work experience in Canada. She is a single applicant, received between CLB 7 and 9 for her English tests. She has no siblings in Canada. Being single and in her 20s, she gets 110 points for studying in Canada. In a 4-year bachelor's degree, 120 points. 102 for English skills based on her CLB results for CELPIP. 40 points for Canadian work experience as a customer service rep at a credit union. Additional points for language proficiency and work experience, 10 and 30 extra points for studying in Canada. Total, only 428. Well, she could redo her CELPIP exam, but that would just increase her points to 478. Still below 500 and not enough to be invited under most draws. Should she go back to school to do a master's? Should she extend her work permit and work 1 more year in Canada? Or should she go back to New Zealand to build foreign work experience? Should she study harder for her English test? Well, everyone uses English, so she would just be competing with millions of people with the exact same problem. Should she go back to school to enter healthcare or IT? That would just end up taking forever. Should she apply for PNP? Is it guaranteed that her employer will provide all the necessary documents? PNP can take almost 6 months or longer to be approved. If it gets approved, she has to apply for PR, which is also another process. It's just all too uncertain. Her work permit expires in less than a year. What can she do? Now, this is a point where millions of applicants feel stuck. They have followed the process correctly, but the numbers still don't work in their favor. And this is exactly where French can become the game changer that bridges the gap. So why is Canada rewarding French speakers? The answer is simple. Canada is a bilingual country, and the French language is on the decline within and outside of Quebec. To fix this, the government added bonus points for French language skills and created a special express entry draw targeting applicants proficient in French. Here's how it works. If you score at least CLB 4 in English and CLB 7 or higher in French, you get an additional 25 points. If you score CLB 5 or higher in English and CLB 7 and above in French, then you get the full 50 extra points. Now, those points might not seem like much at first, but let me show you how powerful they really are. In 2023, the French language proficiency draw was created with the first score being 439. This meant that applicants proficient in French with CRS scores as low as 439 received invitations to apply. The cutoff has stayed low and French speakers have been given extra points, which greatly gives them an upper hand. Now here's the thing, the cutoff points change every few weeks. In February 2024, Canada held a French-only express entry draw. The government invited 25 applicants with CRS scores as low as 336. The same year, the cutoff for PNP in November was 816, more than double. Now imagine this. Krystal's CRS score is currently 428. On its own, it's way too low. Applying for PNP is an extra step that could take forever and wouldn't necessarily guarantee those extra 600 points. Working harder in English and getting a full score in her CELPIP exam would just only get her to 478, but competition would be way too high. But if she works hard in French for the next 6 months and gets a minimum of CLB 7 in all the 4 language skills, her score jumps up to 478. The exact same score as if she did better in her English test. Now here's the twist. Because it's French and there is a special draw favored towards French skills, suddenly Krystal is above the cutoff. She applies for express entry and boom, her invitation to apply comes the next day. Now that's the game changer. Why does this matter? There are countless success stories of people like Krystal who were once stuck at 430, 440, 450 CRS scores and thought their dreams were over. Once they added French, they became this elite group, separate from everyone else, moved to the top of the list and receiving their invitations within days. Now, the beauty of this pathway is that you don't need years of Canadian work experience. You don't need PNP. You don't need an expensive master's degree in Canada. You don't need a PhD. These things are great, but they take time and money. French, on the other hand, can be learned in less than a year. With the right plan, you don't need to be a native speaker. You don't even need to be fluent in daily life. All you need to do is to just hit that CLB7 threshold on an approved test like TEF Canada or TCF Canada. And here's the best part. This pathway works even if you're starting from zero, with no French background at all. It's simply about commitment and strategy. So let's recap. Express entry cutoffs are high and many applicants get stuck below the line. Canada is rewarding French speakers with 25 to 50 extra points. There are even French-only draws, giving you an extra chance to be invited. And unlike work experience or new degrees that take years to accomplish, French can be achieved in a year or less if you plan it right. French isn't just another language, it's your secret weapon for Canadian PR. In the next video, I will walk you through the exact tests you need to take, how Canada calculates CLB levels, and what scores you actually need to unlock those extra points. So don't miss out, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what your CRS score is right now, and let's see how much French could boost it. À bientôt!